Hey everybody, this is Dan, iAllegedly. I got a good one for you today. This is going to be really awesome. We're going to meet with the Economic Ninja.
That's my line, by the way.
What? How you
Hey
doing?
guys, it's Dan. Welcome back. I have a special guest today.
Who?
I have the one and only Economic Ninja.
How you
Okay?
doing, guys? Economic Ninja.
Do I need a snap or something? I need to.
Just a little
I
double.
need something that like I can do.
So many people get offended. Stop snapping. Stop pointing. It offends me. Like, oh, you're soft.
We're
Sorry.
so offensive. Okay.
Yeah, we're so offensive.
You know what we're going to do today? We're going to do something a little different where I'm going to bring all my news stories that I was going to share with you guys about the economy and everything. We're going to ask the Economic Ninja.
And I don't know what he's going to ask me.
Right. So before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button.
On my
Share
channel,
this
right?
with everybody on both our
Oh,
channels.
both channels.
Yeah,
Scott's
right
slapping
there
his butt
laughing.
off.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I thought he was talking about me. Okay, go
First things first, okay? Real estate.
Yes,
okay?
love it.
In Canada right now, real estate has shot up so much in Canada that almost 30% of the people in Canada right now say that they cannot afford their home, the home that they live in, if prices go up, if interest rates go up anymore right now.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
Okay.
You think that that's going to be a problem?
So I got to be honest with you. Back in 2015, 2016, Canada saw a huge boom in real estate, but it wasn't the kind you think of. There were these abandoned mansions. They were literally teardowns, and they started booming in price because we saw outsiders from other countries, usually the East, buying up this real estate. And people were like, "What are they doing?" They were literally freaking out, trying to get their money out of the country. I'm pretty sure it was around 2016, 2015. And that was that one boom. Now we have another boom where in Canada, the middle class is getting squeezed out of the markets. Now, what's really interesting, I was talking to somebody the other day that was trying to get a loan, and they couldn't get a fixed rate loan, but they were told they could get an adjustable loan. And now I'm going to be honest with you, that straight up pisses me off, because if you can loan on a 30-year, you can loan on a if you can loan on a 5-1 ARM, you should be able to loan that same person a 30-year fix. But here's the problem. Now, the teaser rate isn't even a teaser rate like it was in 2006. The 5-1 ARM mortgage products are the interest rate initially starts out pretty darn close to a 30-year. It's like an eighth, maybe a quarter lower, right? But the problem is the banks know they're pricing in risk right now. They know where interest rates are headed. They're headed higher. They're not going lower, right? So what do they want? Two different options. They can either, redo that loan 5 years later. It goes from that introductory fixed price to a higher rate. And if the person can't make the mortgage, they can take that house back, like we saw before.
Exactly.
So that's
and
really scary.
You're seeing that, but we're also, I'm sure you have a lot of people write you like you guys write me. Yeah. And I'm having a lot of people in Canada writing me, telling me, hey, we work remotely. At least we were told we could work remotely. Now we have to sell our house because we're 3 hours from the office, and now they can't sell the house because they're starting to have prices turned down, and they paid too much for an asset that is depreciating right now.
Yep.
So it's a real problem.
Yep.
And the other thing is people are borrowing themselves to the highest level. Consumer debt is at the highest level it's been in decades right now. And do you think that's a problem right now with people overextending themselves with credit cards, with personal loans and things like that?
You know, the last time that this happened was actually in 2007. And 2007 is a very important year. And the reason why, if you don't remember, the market actually already crashed. Ben Bernanke was coming out almost on a monthly basis along with a bunch of other Fed governors in 2005 and saying, don't worry, we've stemmed the mortgage-backed security crisis. And by the way, this is crazy. You guys all think the real estate market crashed. It can't crash all over the country at the same time. Well, he was dead wrong. And good news. He's selling a book, so don't buy it because he's an idiot. But what I really want to say, sorry, I got to be honest, right? Yeah. We got to be really blunt and honest, because right now with a consumer debt, back then it was an all-time high. You see, in 2007 in the spring, everybody was handed checks, right? They weren't as much as what we saw in 2020, 2021, but they were still checks because the economy was doing very bad and people were going to their credit cards. I was just at a pawn shop the other day, or today, and they said that people are pawning stuff like you wouldn't believe at a fever pitch, and I said, why? And they said rent. That they're all talking about.
They have no money right now.
Exactly. So consumer debt exploding is huge. I hate that the government's trying to dangle a little bit of cheese or a carrot in front of you, saying that they're going to take your student loan balance, which, by the way, is the only kind of loan that cannot be dissolved through bankruptcy. They're gonna forgive it. What they're doing is salting forgiveness to keep everybody happy. I say the peasants happy, and I apologize, but that's just the case.
It's terrible.
It is
because the problem with it is that a lot of people that write me are not working in the industry that they got a degree in, and they cannot make money, and they have basically worthless degrees that are not making them any money right now. And again, this is the perfect time, and that we talk about this, about changing your lifestyle, changing your mindset, getting rid of debt right now, and preparing for the future. Because, you know, I could, you know, tell you all the experts right now from Bank of America and everybody else that says, oh, this is a recession. Goldman Sachs just came out today and said that we're going to see a recession a year from now in 2023. That is insane, guys. To talk about a year from now, we're in a recession
because they're trying to
guys.
sell their stocks before we go into recession, which will happen in Q2. I just want you to understand that we can't go from a disappointing number in Q1 where it was supposed to be a high price, a positive price, and go surprise, negative. That was huge surprise, a huge miss. And then all of a sudden, like, oh no, this quarter got better. Unless the government changes metrics, it's going to be negative. But another thing, going back to the student loan debt, I want you to understand, this is literally like, people are just like on the edge of their seats, like, are you going to forgive my loan? This is like me telling you the government's going to actually stop charging you tax. The reason why I say that, they're not going to do that, because student loan debt is the second largest asset, income coming in, that they charge you interest for on their books. So if you think right now that they're going to forgive it, it's just like me saying, oh, the government decided no more taxes.
You know, putting these payments off for people has been a real disservice, because people have not been preparing for that, and they've just kicked the can down the road, and we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about it. And if they do forgive $10,000, it's not going to be good. I just had a story where a woman had $303,000 in student loan debt, and she makes 45 grand a year, and it's mathematically impossible to ever pay that back. It really is. And by the way, she's 56 years old. So done.
There was a study done a little while ago of two people that left high school. One went into the trades, making $80,000 a year, and one going to become a doctor, racking up the average debt as a doctor. And then they figured that doctor would buy himself a BMW, because they always buy a BMW that they can't afford. The person by the age 55, that was the crossover point where the doctor was making more money than the person doing trade. But the problem is that didn't even take into account that the tradesman could immediately go and buy a house and then possibly buy a rental. So just with the tradesman, just everything being the same, the doctor didn't break even in net worth till 55. Think about that.
You know, think about this, guys. If more people went into the trade right now, kids out of high school, in college, instead of going to college, and learned a skill, learn plumbing, learn welding, learn how to make things, air conditioning repair, anything like that.
Oh, huge.
They would make more money than they would know what to do with. And they'd have a good living, and they'd be done at the end of the day.
And then, or what if they decided, I'll start a business doing this? Even next level wealth.
Exactly. And
huge.
You know what? And you know, the next thing that I want to talk about is gasoline. You know, gas prices and energy prices are up around the world, and I get people that write me from all over the UK, Australia. You know, just Australia. People sent me. It's $2.50 a liter right now in some areas in Australia.
That's horrible.
It's outrageous. Now, in your
it's always been high.
How much is gas in your area? You're in northern.
Woo! I'm at the highest in the country, man. My county is the highest in the country, but it was also the highest in the country in June of 2008. So I know what it's like, baby. It's super expensive, and I do have a big truck that just loves to drink the gas, just like, give me more diesel. And it's horrible, because I have the money to do it. I have numerous businesses, and I've been able to get to a place where I can afford this, right? Do I still like it? No.
Absolutely not.
But I'm watching my friends in the construction industry, my real estate buddies that aren't closing homes right now because there's 10 times more real estate agents than there are houses. And they're driving around and they're doing everything they can, and that gas needle just keeps going down.
How about service companies that are saying for us to come out to your house? Two things we're noticing. Service companies that are saying if we come out to your house, we're going to charge you a fixed rate just to get there. Not if you want to do business with us, it's going to cost you $70 for us to come out to your house. We're seeing that, and we're also seeing service companies that are shrinking. That's kind of a kiss of death. That are shrinking their service areas for gas prices, which again, you know, living in, you know, I'm about 2.5 hours from where I'm at right now in Orange County. You know, you've got to deal with people. There's millions of people in Orange County, and you've got to go where the money's at. That personally, that's how I feel.
Yeah. So in 2006, by the end of 2006, I'd liquidated all my real estate holdings except for 3 properties. I closed my real estate flipping business down, and I was doing a couple different side hustles, right? But it was in the construction industry, and fuel surcharges came very out in your face right away in 2008 because the fuel prices rose, right? Yeah. And what I found was the companies doing that lost business. What I really noticed was there were companies that were hiding those charges. Like they would literally show up to your house, they wouldn't tell you they're billing you, and they'd go, oh yeah, here's a bill. You're like, well, what are you talking about? You're just coming to bid this thing. And those guys washed out, but it was, again, they were not prepared, right? These companies, I talk about this in one of my courses that one of these days I'll get out, but it's about how to crash proof your business. And one of those things, these companies, they need an emergency stash, but they also need a policies and procedures guideline on when they're allowed to use it, like what triggering events have to happen, and then how much they can use.
You know, one thing we talk about a lot here is get yourself out of debt, but also get rid of worthless things that you don't need right now. Sell stuff right now, because I believe people still have money right now to pay for things right now.
Oh yeah, they got junk in their garage.
Yeah, and get rid of it and sell that stuff.
Subscription services.
Get rid of it.
Yep.
You know, I had somebody write me last week, and they got rid of their home internet because they've got the phones, and they got rid of the gym, and between her and her husband, they saved over $200 a month, which is a lot of money. And you know, it adds up when you guys get rid of this stuff.
Oh man, I got another one for you. I got one of those water filters, right? I love my water filter. It's just a gravity feed. It's like a prepper one, right? But it's really big. It does 3 gallons a night, and I use it. I love it. And we decided, like, why would we pay for reverse osmosis and, you know, where the companies service it and stuff? Mm-hmm. Think about how much money's stacking up there. You go, well, I could buy this. Literally getting rid of that payment after 4 months, it's paid for itself.
Right.
So things like that. There's really easy things you could do.
And again, you know, we promote preparing here, and we promote getting yourself ready. And you know, we don't know. I personally don't know where crypto is going to end up at. And I know that you've invested in crypto.
I'm going to shed a tear right now.
You know,
I've been in crypto since $500 Bitcoin.
You know, so for a long time,
it's really fun watching your value just whoa. Yeah. And it's going to go lower. It is going to go lower.
Okay. Yeah. So your prediction for Bitcoin, just
between $10,000 and $12,000.
Wow. Okay.
But I will tell you that Bitcoin will be $1 million someday. I have not sold any of my crypto. Yes, I've watched 7 figures go out the window, but that's okay because I'm long-term. I'm not bright enough to be a trader. I've learned hard lessons because trading, you have to literally control your emotions. And so that's just long-term. That's stuff that I put away. You know, I used to be a Bitcoin miner. I got a company actually that stores and mines Bitcoin.
As we get to know each other and all your businesses and everything you've done through the years, it's fascinating with real estate, with
I just have
metals, with everything.
Yeah. Squirrel. Where am I going?
But okay, now let's talk about metals. I mean,
I thought you were going to talk about squirrels.
No, I'm a big fan of silver. I'm a big fan of gold. I'm a big fan of the gold and silver stocks.
Oh yeah, me
right
too.
Now. And I really think that gold's going to have its heyday. I think it's going to pull back a little bit more. But where do you think gold and silver are going to go?
I got to be honest with you guys. I thought that gold was actually going to turn down this week because of the Fed interest rate hike, which would bring the DXY, the dollar index, up higher, right? But the problem is we literally just blew through a 22-year resistance point in the dollar index. And ironically, in 2002, the DXY was at 105, which we found it at yesterday. However, we've just saw a 2-day market sell-off, right? It's getting pretty aggressive because Wall Street knows we can't handle higher interest rates. The Fed knows it too. But what's interesting is gold, as everything was selling off and the dollar was nominally, it was pretty much level, gold went up today. That's interesting because those days when gold should, paper prices being suppressed, right? Because of selling, because hedge funds need to raise funds to actually be able to go, oh, you know what? I need money because I'm having a margin call, or I think the market's going down. That's the day gold goes down, but it hasn't been. It's been going up last 2 days.
In Monday of this week, we saw hedge funds sell more stocks than they've ever sold in one day ever. Now, I haven't checked today, but that was the biggest day ever. And they anticipated that, you know, in this year, there's been over $1.4 trillion in losses for the super rich. Yeah. And they had a $206 billion day of losses on Monday. And I think it's only getting bigger. Now, where do you think
we're going to see 80% crash?
Okay.
I believe it'll happen within the next 6 months. Now, that doesn't mean 80% in 6 months. I believe the big turn, I believe we're going to have a little reprieve because there's a day where the Federal Reserve, when there's so much bleeding, so much hemorrhaging, people freaking out. I know people that have lost 25% of their nest egg for retirement. I'm not joking. There was a gentleman I was working with, and for the last 2 years, I said, the day you retire, it was crazy. He just retired 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. I said, by the day you retire, the crash is going to start. And I told him buy gold, and he never bought gold. And gold, since this whole run-up, went from what, 15 to 1800, you know, since 2020. Stocks made a really great move up, but lost all their gains. So now you've got gold that is up a few $100s an ounce, and you've got your stocks are now level with the beginning of all this shutdown. So yeah, where would you rather be? I mean, gold hasn't even started to make its move yet.
Right.
And if you compare it to 1980, gold should be literally 10,000 bucks.
See, I don't understand cryptos completely, but I don't understand also what it's a hedge against. What, you know, if the stock market goes down and cryptos are going down, what are they good for? And, you know, you're seeing places like Binance, places like Celsius that are freezing.
So that's all happened before, just so you guys know. That's all happened. 2017, 2018 saw those same similar movements. The thing is with crypto is super tied to the stock market right now, especially the NASDAQ, because the amount of derivatives that have been built up, okay? And that's done by design. They like to scare you out of them, then they buy them, and then they own it all.
Okay.
The intrinsic value of a blockchain, a good, solid, decentralized blockchain like Bitcoin, is that all these computers around the world are keeping track of every Bitcoin that moves around, and you can't fake a Bitcoin. So the intrinsic value is the opposite of the Federal Reserve and the dollar. They know, you know, through the code, and it's a very simple code base, that you cannot just print an extra Bitcoin. A lot of people are very confused as they go, no, but you have Bitcoin SV, you got Bitcoin Cash. No, the code even says, hey, you want to make your own Bitcoin? Cool, it's got to be fair. So there's X amount of Bitcoin that are made right now. So for every one of the new Bitcoin you make, you got to put it in everybody's wallet, and it's automatic. It's absolutely unbelievable. As long as you hold your crypto right, it doesn't happen if you hold it on Coinbase. Yeah. But that's what makes it amazingly balanced. But the problem is, massive swings, and it is going down, and it's been tough. I'm gonna be honest with you. I bought some at 40, and I said it's probably gonna go down more. I did a video on it. People go, why would you buy it?
40,000 guys. So
yeah, 40,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and $40,000 Bitcoin, but yeah, I actually ironically bought 40 grand worth at that time, and I said it's gonna probably go down more. And people go, why would you buy it? I go, because I can't tell the highs and the lows, right? I'm looking at the long-term trend, and I've been doing that ever since $500. So my thing is, okay, when it goes down more, I'm gonna buy some more. I'm dollar cost averaging in, very similar to what you should be doing with gold and silver.
Okay, supply chain issues. You know, living in Southern California, living near the port of Los Angeles and the port of Long Beach, I get to see the supply chains, you know, with the ships that were backed up and things like that. Do you think that the supply chain issue is going to be resolved?
No, it's going to get way worse.
You know, I personally think that we haven't seen anything yet, because the small mom and pop businesses, I think you're going to see these people go out of business because they're not going to have access to materials, to things that they have on a regular basis.
Like Walmart.
Yeah.
Look, Walmart's earnings are cratering in Target because they literally don't have cheap crap from China to sell. I mean, you can only sell so many things to people that they need, but they're not tooled up for that. I mean, you literally see Costco's and Walmart's like separating the shelves. They're literally taking steel racks out of the store to make it look like the store's full.
Right, and they're fronting merchandise where they've got one box of cereal for a
it's
row.
incredible.
And also, one thing that really fascinated me was that Target really banked on having more stimulus, and they banked on having summer furniture and larger purchases and people getting, you know, exercise equipment and outdoor gear and things like that for the summer, and people just don't have the money.
They've got Christmas stuff though they could sell you.
Well, that's the thing that's fascinating. Okay,
yeah.
And you know, Christmas merchandise came out to like Michael's and some of the supply chain, some of those craft stores. They came out in February this year. So is that the end of the world? No. Is it the end of the world getting Halloween stuff? No. But I mean, eventually,
Christmas in July, baby.
Things are going to get caught up to where it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Where it's you know, the music's going to stop with this stuff and people are going to go out of business because you know, we're seeing that.
We're already seeing that. I'll tell you the scariest thing right now, pork. Most people don't realize that just this last week it was announced that Smithfield Foods is pulling out of Los Angeles, which is the nation's largest pork packing plant. And I believe the third or fourth largest.
Vernon, California. Yes.
Yeah, Vernon, California. And then the third or fourth largest coming out of Beaver, oh gosh, what is it? Idaho? No, it's
Utah.
Utah, thank you. So here's the deal. This is going to cause, because they're very big packaging plants, right? Well, everyone says, well, don't worry, the other people get business. That's not how it works. You see, all these other packaging plants can only handle so much, right? And they're pretty much at capacity now. So now you're losing these two massive plants, right? China's just shutting the doors. They own them. China knows what's about to happen. China has a very serious pig problem. They're killing all their pigs because of a swine flu. They've been doing it for like 4 years, just killing herds and herds. So what's going to happen? The price of pork, when you go to the grocery store, is about to explode in price over the next 90 days. And the price of hogs traded on the stock market are about to collapse because the farmers aren't going to have anywhere to process them. Then China's going to roll in. You watch in about 90 days, 120 days, they're going to say, hey, we'll buy those pigs. Just cut them, hang them in a rack, put them on a boat, send them to China. And you are about to see an absolute mind-boggling, because a lot of people go, well, why would you close that plant? Because they're thinking small. You know, you're making money. No, not compared to what the government's about to make over there buying hogs at dirt, rock bottom prices.
No employees, no staff, no issues running, you know, people showing up, all that stuff. You know, it's crazy. So, okay. we're starting to see cracks in the armor with large companies. Like, it was just announced that Revlon, the hair care company that has been open for 90 years, is going out of business.
That's a shame because I love hair care products.
Yeah. You do with the swoop. But you know, I had no idea how tall the Ninja was. That's the one thing I
He's like standing like 4 feet in front of you.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're the same height.
Yeah, sure we are. Okay, but this is an illusion. This is Dan. So
the magic man.
It's Doug Henning. Okay. So, but here you go, Revlon, who's got almost $600 million in debt. But you're going to see more. You know, company. Now, again, not that I've ever bought anything from Revlon, but the hair care company, guys, they're done. This is a travesty when you have a 90-year-old business that's going out of business that has $600 million in debt, and they hope they have a buyer, they think they have a buyer, they don't, but you're going to see this happen more and more and more.
I'm pretty sure Vidal Sassoon had very similar problems around the Great Recession. Now, will they come back? Yes, they'll be a shell of a company through bankruptcy proceedings, but what it is the employees that get lost, right? That's what's horrible.
No,
You're seeing
it's
the
awful.
mortgage industry, hair care, things like that. Sadly, we'll see that certain beauty products and alcohol do great during a recession. So,
absolutely. You know, the biggest, the largest group of people that could lose their jobs right now is middle management.
Oh, yes.
And they're gonna, you know, and again, get a separate skill, learn something new, and finally, you know, you talked a little bit about food. Let's talk about restaurants. In New York, you know, these high-end restaurants. And there's an article below on this about how they're doing shrinkflation with the menu, and that is basically charging you the same thing for a smaller portion. And if you've ever been to a really high-end restaurant, you know, you get these little tiny plates, little tiny portions, and it's crazy.
Ninja doesn't eat those places.
Okay. Well, the point is that you're seeing this at the smaller places.
Yeah,
You're seeing it at restaurants where my favorite thing is they take a chicken breast that looks like a chicken breast and they shave it down the middle, and it's as thin as, you know, a piece of paper. And you're starting to see more and more of that. Do you think?
Fancy.
Well, do you think that you're going to see more and more, you know, mid-level restaurants go out of business?
Yeah, and it's actually pretty foolish because I did a class a long time ago. I used to consult with businesses and how to crash-proof your company. And one of the things that restaurants need to figure out right now is grab the in-and-out model. A lot of restaurants have figured out less is more. Like, let's just succeed.
In-N-Out he's talking about In-N-Out Hamburger. For those of you
it's
guys,
California.
It's a West Coast company, but what they do
ever.
is it's great hamburgers, and I'm telling you, if we went to In-N-Out, the line would be 40 cars deep.
Yeah, it's similar to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
But it's because they only sell two different things. I got a hamburger, I got a cheeseburger.
That's it.
And then you got a little bit of like fun stuff in the backside. You're like, I want it like an animal style. Like, okay,
I
we'll
want
do
extra
something
cheese.
fun.
I want 4 patties, 4x4s. You can order crazy stuff with that. But
you don't come in going, can I have a filet mignon or a salad or a soup? And restaurants are getting too confusing. And what's happening is the second you try and go cheap on someone, you lose them. You lose them forever.
Well, that's what people are writing me and saying, hey, when I go to my favorite pizza place, they're cutting back on the cheese and the quality of it. And you guys know this stuff. And you go to places and you're starting to see that. So, you know, this is happening around the country. I'm really glad that we got the Ninja here. And please take a look at Economic Ninja.
Please, I was waiting for him to say that. Like,
I'm
please.
sorry.
I need like a couple more subscribers.
Oh yeah.
I gotta beat Dan.
Again, one thing that's funny is he and I had not met, and we were going neck and neck. And it's funny. My brother would call me and go, "The Economic Ninja's catching you. You got to move forward. What are you going to do?" And I'd never met this guy, and he was like,
whole time I'm checking his channel,
8,000 behind me, and I'm like, I nothing, you know. So, and then finally, we get close to 200. I get to 200, and I look at him. He's like 202, and I'm like, damn, he already beat me to 200.
We started talking because I'm looking at him because I'm setting goals. You have to find successful people, and you have to learn from them. You also have to help them, right? That's why we're doing videos on each other's channel.
Yeah,
we want to help each other. We want iron sharpens iron, and I want you guys to know that. Find good people to hang around with, learn from them, and then. Don't just hang out with them. Go find people that you can help and go so into their lives, because your life will explode. And that's why, honestly, these channels have been exploding, is because people understand these are real people, just want to tell the news, they want to warn people, but then we want to take you with us, and we're gonna go. Sorry, I'm gonna get too fired up. I just want to crush it.
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of good things. And the final thing is prepping. People need to take this all seriously,
yes, it is serious.
And they need to. You guys, if you have money right now, get some extra food in the house, get some extra water in the house, make sure you have security in the house, make sure that you are taking care of your own, and get yourself out of debt. That is the number one thing that you can do, is get rid of frivolous things. You know, one thing that we pushed so much on this channel was for people to get rid of those auto leases and get rid of things that they could get out of right now. And there's still an opportunity to do this right now, but that door is closing
If
right
you can
now.
get out of a lease right now on autos, holy cow, get out now while those values are up there still. Holy cow. That's low-hanging fruit. I never even thought about that. You just gave me my next video
No,
idea.
here's the thing. I've had multiple people write me
Yeah.
that have gotten, they turned cars in, and not only did they pay a car off that had 9 months left,
Yeah.
but they got a check for $15,000.
Oh, that's so sick. Like, do it now. Like, I'm not joking. If you're in a lease, you have nothing. I don't care if you're for business. You're like, I can write the whole thing off. Don't do it. It's dangerous. You
Get
are
out
going to
now.
get caught bad. Yeah.
But again, just wise decisions. Moving forward, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, no problem. I got to go
bro.
to Costco. I got my sunglasses on. We'll go walk around the house. What? I just love throwing him off.
Okay. Don't forget to hit the
Edit
like
that out.
button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And onward and upward, guys. And thank you, Ninja, for being here. Economic Ninja, guys.
I'm out.
I need a snap, guys. I need something. Okay?
Like a wizard?
Like a wizard.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Thank you, guys.